Hello and welcome to Old Man Wisdom. In this video I'm going to highlight 4 of the most popular credit cards that are available in the UK currently. Some of them may be useful, some of them may be not so useful, but the reason why I'm highlighting it is because this YouTube channel is about finance, not just trading forex, but in your day-to-day lives when it comes to managing money. And you need to know about managing money when you become a trader, but also of course when you leave school, you need to learn pretty quickly on how to manage your money. Sometimes credit cards are useful when you already have a current credit card with several £1,000s and you're paying quite a high interest rate, maybe as high as 30% a month or more. So this video is about how you can take that current debt on a credit card and transfer it onto a new credit card with a 0% interest rate. This means that you could save anywhere from £30 to £100 a month or even more, just by not having to pay that interest rate on the debt that you currently have. So pay attention. If this video is any good for you, please give it a thumbs up and a nice comment. If it's not useful to you, let me know. If you think that I could do another video on something that would be useful to you, please comment below. And don't forget to subscribe and help the channel grow. So the first card I'm going to show you is the Halifax card. They have a 0% balance transfer for 28th month balance transfer. So anything you transfer from, let's say, one credit card to this credit card will give you 0% interest for 28 months. That is really good. That means that currently, if you've got £2,000 on your current credit card and you're paying an interest of maybe nearly 20% on that £2,000 balance, then you can transfer it to this card and literally save on the interest that you would pay on that £2,000 for over 2 years. Now that could be a massive saving, especially if you owe even more than £2,000. For 9 months after opening this credit card, if you make any purchases, again there'll be 0% interest for you. So again, if you have a big item that you need to purchase and you plan on paying it off as quickly as possible, then for the first 9 months on this card you won't pay any interest. So that's really good. It does have a notice here. Any purchases you make after the introductory purchase offer period has ended, you will incur interest at the standard rate. Now the standard rate could be nearly 20%. So, for example, then on £1,000 balance, you would have to pay £20, nearly £20 interest a month on just £1,000. So, during the 9 months, you wouldn't pay that £20 interest. That's just an example. So this is quite a good card. You've got fraudulent transaction cover. You've got a free text alerts to help you keep on top of what you owe on the card. You can obviously manage the credit card over the internet, and you can set up direct debits. So this is a good card, particularly for balance transfers. It's over 2 years, 0%, if you transfer your existing debt on a credit card onto this one. The second card here is the Tesco Bank credit card. It's billed as the all-round credit card with a 0% interest on transfers and purchases for up to 15 months. So this is slightly different. Not only can you transfer existing credit card debt onto this card, but you can even make purchases and still benefit from a 0% interest for 15 months. So not as long, because the Halifax one was 28 months, which is crazy, which is why it's my #1 recommendation. But this one is for 15 months, so it's still for over a year. And it's not just on 0% interest on transfers, but on purchases as well. So as it says here, if you've got a big purchase to make and balances on other cards with a higher interest rate, this all-round card gives you the flexibility you need. So 0% interest on balance transfers for up to 15 months from when you open the account. There is a transfer fee, relatively small, but there is a transfer fee, so you do have to bear that in mind. Also, there's 0% interest on money transfers for up to 15 months from account opening with a 3.99 fee. So money transfers are different from balance transfers, so you need to keep that in mind. We may also offer you a 0% interest period of 12 to 9 months instead, depending on your individual circumstances. So what that means is that when you open this account to get the credit card, it will tell you how many months 0% interest you get. So it could be 15, up to 15 months, but it could be as low as 9 months. So for this card, it depends on your individual circumstances, and you have to bear that in mind. The 0% interest rate on balance transfers and money transfers applies to any transfers made within the first 90 days of opening your account. So the first 3 months basically, and you can transfer up to 95% of your available credit limit. So that means that when you open the account, you've got basically 3 months to do any transfers that you need to do. And really the idea of me recommending these credit cards is to save you money. So if you're currently paying quite a high interest, maybe 20% on your current credit card, you need to transfer that account balance onto this card within the first 90 days in order to benefit from the 0% interest. And let's say you have your credit card with Tesco is £5,000, then you can only use or transfer up to 95% of that £5,000 credit card limit. And also there's a warning here, as with all credit cards, the introductory 0% interest rate will be withdrawn if they don't receive the minimum payment on time and in full. So even doing this, depends on you, but of course if you've currently got a credit card, then you're probably used to paying at least the minimum amount every month, so you're probably used to that, and it's wise to set up a direct debit in order to make sure you meet at least the minimum payment every month. You can obviously pay more on top of that manually if you need to. Now here's a really interesting thing as well with this credit card with Tesco, is that you get 5 club card points when you spend £4 in Tesco, so that's good. You're going to get a kind of cashback scenario occurring. You get 5 club card points when you spend £4 or more on the Tesco fuel. Now this is just fantastic. If you're like me, I spend £100 to £200 a month on fuel. If you've got this credit card, it acts as your club card. Your credit card is also your club card. So when you pay for your fuel at Tesco, you're going to get 5 club card points, and these can mount up pretty quick, especially if you're spending quite a lot of money on fuel every month. Now this is brings me to the next point about using credit cards, is that if this is your first credit card, maybe the way to use it is not just to splash out on crazy things, but if you was to use your credit card every month just to purchase fuel for your small business or for going to work and back every day. If you just use your credit card to buy fuel and then you pay that balance off at the end of every month, when it comes to this Tesco credit card, you're going to be earning club card points every time you buy your fuel. And you even earn a club card point when you spend £8 or more outside of Tesco. So even that, you could be shopping at Waitrose, spend £100 and or spend £80 and you've made 10 club card points on your Tesco account. So this is quite good. So that is my second recommendation. If you need or want a credit card, the Tesco Bank is for you. My next recommendation for a credit card is the Barclay card Platinum. I'll just remove that. I like this because it gives you a quick glance at what you can get. So you can get a £30 cashback, but there are requirements here. You need to transfer a balance of £2,500 or more within 60 days of opening your account, and you have to apply for the card before the end of March. So if you've got £4,000 on a credit card and you transfer at least £2,500, you'll get a £30 cashback. It's quite nice. 0% interest on balance transfers for up to 21 months. Now this is quite good. So okay, you might not have £2,500 to transfer, but you might have a little bit on another card, and you've got up to 21 months to transfer it over in order to benefit from the 0% interest. From the date of opening your account, it must be made within 60 days. So 21 months is nearly 2 years. It's quite a nice long period for you to benefit from that 0% interest. And from the date of opening your account, you can get 0% interest on any purchase for up to 6 months. So again, quite nice. And a small fee there, a 0.9% transfer fee when you do transfer from one card to this one. So not bad at all. This would be my third recommendation if you would like to get a credit card. My next credit card recommendation is the Sainsbury's Bank Dual Offer Credit Card. So the benefits here are 0% interest balance again on transfers up to 20 months. So again, nearly 2 years, 0% interest. We may offer you a 0% interest period of 12 months depending on your individual circumstances. So again, this is why it's not my top recommendation, but I think most credit cards, to be fair, will give you a 0% interest balance depending on your individual circumstances. But this one lays it out for you simply so that you know that it could be between 12 and 20 months interest free. You also get 0% interest on purchases up to 20 months, so that's really good. Not all these cards do that for 20 months, but again they may only offer you 12 depending on your individual circumstances. The balance transfer fee of 3% is quite a bit higher than some of the others I've mentioned here today. Some of them have been less than 1%. So depending on how much you're transferring will depend on how much you are charged for this balance transfer fee. So keep that in mind. And transfer money to your account at the standard cash interest rate. So a fee of 4% at application. So what this means is that if your credit card has a limit of £5,000 and you would like to transfer £1,000 from your card straight into your bank account, they will charge you a 4% fee of whatever you transfer into your current account, into your bank account. What is nice is that there's no annual fee on this card, and you can pay with Google Pay. you just link it to your card, and then you can pay it with your phone. So that's quite nice. There are rewards here, a bit like the Tesco one, where you can get up to 7,500 bonus Nectar points in your first 2 months. So collect 750 bonus points each time you spend £35 or more on your Sainsbury's shopping. But you can also spend this card in Argos, Habitat and 2 Clothing. Collect up to 3 points per pound that you spend in these places. So, you know, a couple of nice points about this card that might interest you. So just in conclusion then, I've laid out for you a few options when it comes to credit cards as to why this might be helpful. You might even be thinking, well, you know, you're mainly talking about Forex in your videos, why are you talking about credit cards? Well, this channel is about finance, not just about trading Forex, but about managing your money. And whether you're a trader in the Forex market, or whether you're just, you know, going on your day-to-day business to work and back, money management is so important. I don't care what walk of life that you're in, from certainly the moment you leave school, if not before. You need to learn about how money works, how to manage your finances, and sometimes, you know, we get ourselves in a little bit of a pickle. And it could be that some of these credit cards that I've highlighted for you today might help you in sorting out your finances and getting on an even keel. So I hope it's helped. I hope that you know, if you do have a bit of debt and you want to gain control of it, that these credit cards might be an option. I also always want to say that be so careful. If you haven't even got a credit card and you're thinking about getting one, just consider it very carefully. Credit cards can be useful, but they can also tie you in knots for years. So they can be useful in building up your credit score and making purchases that, you know, you haven't got the cash right now to do. But please be so careful. Seek advice from other people if need be. But whether you're thinking about getting a credit card, or you need a credit card in order to consolidate or save money on your outgoings, consider it carefully. Don't rush into anything. But of course, I hope that this video gives you a few options when it comes to credit cards, and maybe how you can save on interest payments for the next year or even 2 years in the future.